Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to Roll for Trauma. I am your DM for the night, Deontay, and this is Insurgence, the Elementals, in case you didn't see on the screen there, but it's totally a thing. Welcome back, guys. How's it going? How you doing out there? Chat, let's make some noise in the chat. Just so I know that there's a pulse there, that there's people alive, that you guys are breathing alive and well and doing great. I'm screaming.
Just by.
It's just fine.
It's just me.
Well, while we're waiting for our fifth member to come back into the room, for those that are here in the party, say hi, players.
Hi, players.
Hi, players.
So yeah, we're doing our thingy thing. Hey, Cafios, welcome back. Pleasure to have you back here on the stream. Things should be pretty exciting, pretty interesting, pretty funky fresh today. Or so we hope. At least for the players' sake, we hope.
Right there.
I'm doing a distraction. We're doing a little distraction.
You are?
Yeah, slightly.
Where?
Is it working?
The fuck?
Are you feeling
No.
distracted? Hey, you.
I'm feeling something, but we don't talk about that.
Something is being.
Yay!
Hot stuff. Thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it. Thank you. As you can see, the cute little animation we have there is adorable. You just wrote yourself a nat 20, which means that you're one of our fellow traumatics. That's why I've dubbed you guys here on the channel. You guys are the traumatics here on Roll for Trauma.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's okay. We can always shop the name later. What would we want to call you guys? Patients? Our little trauma troop? Absolutely terrible.
I think we decided on Rat Crew.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. You guys
Didn't we?
Are absolutely rats.
The Rat Crew.
straight up rodents, if you will.
Good God.
That is funny.
That's how my cat eats them too. If it helps.
I was like, wait, what does that mean? I know exactly what that means.
My cat eats my Cheez-Its.
Cakes
That's what that means.
What's going on? Hi, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another riveting episode of Insurgence, the Elementals here on Roll for Trauma. I'm just doing a lot of stalling in case you guys can't tell. And I keep looking at the camera to look at myself. I should be looking at you instead of looking at myself.
Oh,
Hi.
I know what I mean.
How's it going? How are you? This goes out to you guys.
Auntie, you're pretty.
I just saw what you did in the stream chat, and I wanted to be like, all right, everybody do a check, but I don't want to say that on my own conscience, because that just feels like a lot.
You should do a check, Auntie.
Everybody do a PP check. You know what? I'm going to do one.
Good on you. Good on you. That's a brave man right there.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that. You know, kids.
So now that we have all of our party members, we'll do another rousing hi. So say hi, players.
Hi, players.
How are you guys all feeling? You guys excited for today's episode?
We don't talk
10-inch
about
gang,
it.
let's get that.
Nervous. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't-
Ah, my
Don't be
dice.
nervous.
Nope.
Guys, I'm
That's
kidding.
my
Don't believe
secret,
everything
Deontay.
you read online. It's not really that big. Anyway, can anybody give us a slight little baby recap of what happened last week? Not that.
Yes, if you can get a little closer or be a little louder into the mic for the
I can
audience.
totally do that. My apologies. I was trying my best not to hack a lung in here, but now I'm good. We should be set.
Squid.
Okie dokie. So, anybody, tell me what's going on. What happened last time? Still can't hear me?
I was late.
Am I like I'm screaming. Hold on.
Can't hear him at all?
Am I still super low? Let me know. 'Cause if I need to like eat the mic, I can do that.
You know, on the stream, the mic that you unmute for you,
Mm-hmm.
see if that bar is all the way up.
It most certainly is.
Cakes, you try refreshing?
Are we looking good now as far as sound? are we sounding louder? That's what I should have said. Not looking good. You can't look at well, technically you can look at sound.
You can. Wave.
Absolutely not. Cannot, will not, shall not. Do not start that.
Yeah, bro.
How do we kill off a player in episode 2? Trust me, I can do
Well,
it.
you see, we almost had to figure that out.
I'm screaming. Screaming, if you will. Okay. So now that the sound on my end is good, or at least I'm loud enough, everybody's getting their shenanigans out. What happened last episode?
Yeah, well, we started in our own little worlds, our own little areas where we're from, kind of meeting our families, backstories, stuff like that. And then all of us traveled to the mainland for this challenge that's going to be happening. The games. And some shit went down in there.
Yeah, we did eventually meet each other, which was an adventure.
Squid.
It was a thing. Shiny may have lectured Elijah a little bit about bullying a poor scared thing until it passed out.
But Elijah wasn't actually bullying. That's canon.
He doesn't think he was bullying. Shiny does. Let's see. Narina was very, very much not interested in being here. At all. Very buried in her books, stealing scrolls from libraries. We don't know. She doesn't tell people that. They definitely keep an eye on her for that. Let's see. Rome was very... I lost all the words in my brain. They all left.
Let's hear it from Rome. Let's hear it from Rome. What was Rome up to?
There were tentacle arms in the sky.
You know what? He's not wrong though. That did happen. We all got a glowing
unfortunately
tattoo.
accurate.
Yeah, wild
Princess
darkness covered the entire arena, and we blacked out.
We were sucked back down a tunnel.
Yeah, we were sucked into a tunnel. Down
We were
below
like, wait,
the
hold
arena.
on.
It was the same platform that we rose up to for the games. We got dropped down, back down from.
With
But
our
TLDR,
glowing-
we all ended up meeting up at the games. Got minor, really rough introductions to each other, and then right when the games are going to start, creepy dark entity shows up. Before we get a chance to really do anything to him, we end up getting kind of succumbed into the darkness and pulled back down into the platform of which we had come from.
Our tattoos made a bubble around each of us. Like these weird tattoos that just appeared made bubbles around us that protected us from the tentacles. And Elijah wasn't alone for the first time.
Secret
Hey.
tunnel. Crazy.
Secret tunnel.
That's fantastic.
As a heads up for the chat, stick around till intermission because I have a very fun and exciting thing for you guys for therapy. And I know you're missing the roll forward button, but to my knowledge, Deontay hasn't made the 20 things that happen when you roll yet. So we'll get there.
We will definitely get there soon. I had to tweak some things, and then I lost the one that I actually had, so I have to go back and make them all from scratch. Fucking fantastic. Yeah, so 2 things. Number 1,
Water check.
great recap. Second, water check, apparently.
I mean, you say apparently you did it, so
Right, I guess. Oh, you know what? I really said that like I didn't just click the button. That's funny.
yeah, right.
Look, I'm not
I'm
used to
not
doing that
surprised.
in the DM seat, okay? It's different for me. Number 3, speaking of the DM seat, I feel like every episode before we start our campaign, I'm going to start with like a little minor section of like from player to DM. Listening to the what happened last episode from the people's perspective as a DM is probably the funniest thing I've ever experienced because I'm usually always retelling. So to actually just listen back to it, I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it? That's great. Good for you guys. But yeah, we're excited.
So chaos storytelling.
Chaos storytelling. So, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, let's
Get
get it.
started.
As the platform is going back down into the waiting area where you guys all first met before the games, you can still hear the sounds of audience members screaming and all types of chaos going on upstairs. Above you, the sound of crashing pillars and dust trickling down the tunnel that you're going through. You can still see the faint light surrounding yourselves from right before you guys drop down. And the platform finally makes its connection back into the bottom of the room where it started. It's pitch black, cracks going through the room itself as if a giant quake hit the Coliseum, tearing through rubble and debris all around the room. What are you guys doing?
I'm looking to get the civilians out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, is there anyone down here with us, or is it just us?
Roll for perception.
You bet.
Roll that as well.
You betcha. Are we alone down here? Perception check.
I rolled a 4. I don't see anything.
I rolled an 8.
Shiny is too panicked to know what the fuck is happening. She's not gonna even roll. She's not trying.
As you're scanning the room, trying to see if there's anyone else in there with you guys, it's a thick layer of dust from the debris that's falling from the above Coliseum, so you don't really see much as far as within maybe 5 feet in front of yourself. You can't sense anybody else inside of the room with you, just the 5 of you in that platformed area.
Gotcha.
Narina's gonna
Okay, fine.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Narina's gonna stand up and was like brushing myself off and stuff, and you, whatever your name was, from the wind place, can you clear the area, please? Can't you do that? Like blow the dust away? We need to see what's going on down here.
Sure, I could do that. Do I roll for something, or?
It would just be an innate ability you have, so you're not going to have to roll for it. So tell me what exactly you're doing with your ability.
I will be conjuring a sort of wind blast just to blow everything away. Like in a circular circle.
Gotcha. So as you conjure up this circle of wind almost out of nothingness, it envelops a circle around the 5 of you and then pushes outward to spread through the entirety of the room. As the thicker cloud of the dust is going out of the initial entryway where you guys came in, you can see the room starting to clear up. All types of papers thrown around the room, chairs turned over, and the knight that you guys saw that initially brought you into the room before the game started, with a giant hole through his armor, bleeding out.
Well, look at him go, oh, that sucks. Okay, so how do we get out of here?
We're not going to help him?
Does he look like he needs help?
Narina's gonna run over there and check a pulse.
Are there any plants in the vicinity?
You would see a perception check first to see exactly what's in there. Narina, as you go to check his pulse, the man is gone.
It's 21.
21. So there would be a few plants that they would have had potted in the room itself just for ambiance and decoration in the room. A few spare weeds growing through cracks of this old Coliseum.
Okay. So Shiny goes over to some of the plants that are in the cracks of the Coliseum, and leans down and uses tulip talk to communicate with the plants, where I can get information about our surroundings and the number of potential NPCs in our immediate vicinity. So that, like what she's looking for, she's asking them, for a path out, specifically, like the direction towards the outdoors.
Oops. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
No, you're
Okay. So, as you're leaning down to talk to this dandelion that just happens to be growing out of the wall, it suddenly starts shaking aggressively, and then you see two eyes kind of form where the seedlings, I guess, of the dandelion would be. And then on the stem, you'd see a mouth pop up, and as it kind of like shakes into existence, it's, oh my goodness, hi.
pretty scary in here today.
Wait,
Yeah,
quick question.
you
Would we
how to
all
get out?
be able to see this?
you can see it, but as far as it goes, she's the only one that's gonna hear it, so you're just watching this happen.
Elijah looks and is like, oh, it has eyes now.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be scared. Do you know how to get outside?
Yeah, actually, you'll go down this out the door, and then you'll take a right, and then you'll go down until you reach a split in the hall, and then you'll take a left, and it'll take you to the main meeting room, and then afterwards you just go up the staircase, and then you'd be outside of the Coliseum. What's going on here?
We're not really sure yet, but I don't think inside is where we want to be. Do you want me to take you outside with me where you can get sunlight, maybe?
You want me to be uprooted from where I've grown my entire life? That sounds a bit agonizing.
It might be. I'm not sure how it feels to be a plant, though. I only know how it feels to be a tabaxi. So, if you would like to stay here, that's okay too. But thank you for telling me the answers.
But of
And
course.
she just like gets up and like dusts off her shirt. She goes,
And-
I know how to get out if we want to go.
Elijah's like, yep, that's the
Lead
plan.
the way.
Wait, what about
She follows the exact.
what about everybody upstairs? What about the horrific thing that sprouted from the middle of nowhere that is attacking everyone above?
Look, we are downstairs. We have to pass upstairs to get out. If you feel like stopping by a library or helping somebody, by all means, feel free to. I'm gonna go.
I figured down in the inside isn't where the outside people are, and I can't help them if I'm inside. So I gotta go the outside.
Fine.
And she just like starts following the path that the dandelion described.
Noreen is gonna follow.
Elijah looks over to Inez and goes, hey, keep up, princess.
All as well.
Inez just kind of shrugs and goes, I guess we're following the cat now.
Did you have bright ideas?
Brighter than yours.
Oh, interesting. Just because you light a flame? Lightning's faster, sweetie. And then he's
Cute.
gonna go up the stairs.
Inez just kind of follows behind, trying to see if there's anybody else who needs help or is in danger.
As you guys are walking down this hallway, you'll start to notice that all of the screams of terror and chaos that you heard before are slowly dying down. Almost as if the entire Coliseum has gone completely and totally quiet. It's still pretty dark from where you would see light filtering through the various windows and stuff in the Coliseum, where that dark cloud formulated inside the Coliseum still blocking out the light. And as you make it into the area that the dandelion told you about, you see a group of guards, and then the king shows up. And if I can bring that kingly king man in there, give me just 1 second. Just kidding, I don't know what I'm doing here. We'll have this all set for next time, I promise. I'll know how to do all the NPCs and everything. It's gonna be great. I'll probably learn during the break. Anyway.
You want me to just give you the rough
Yes.
TLDR of it?
Yes, please.
It's hidden, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So right click it, properties, change the picture, size the picture,
Oh,
and then
properties.
press
There
right click
we
and press
go.
show.
I was like, I could have sworn I saw.
Yeah, no, it's
this
a little tricky to manage that at the same time as you're DMing. It's
Heck yeah.
a lot.
Ooh. You don't need to be that big. So you see a couple of guards, and then surrounding them is the king, who's sitting on the staircase, absolutely furious with what's going on.
Elijah does not like the king, given his volunteer work. So he's immediately like, I'm gonna stay towards the back.
Ask the king what the situation is and what we should do about it.
So as he
Um,
sees... Oh, go ahead.
Enos just kind of runs up and and asks him if he's alright, and like checks all over him.
This isn't her dad, right?
No.
No, this is the other king.
Oh,
the big king.
Correct.
Okay.
So as she's running over to go and check on him, he's like, unhand me, please. Ugh, gross. I say, as the chosen champions for the games, you would think that you guys would have done something a little bit better to stop the chaos in my Coliseum. And he breaks out into tears.
While he's crying, I'm gonna roll a perception.
Go ahead and roll your perception. What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm looking for an exit.
She just
19.
gets
Wait.
real confused and goes, "Is you worried about the building? There are people there."
He shoots her a glare. And
I got
just-
25.
25. He shoots her a glare and just... As he's staring her down, Elijah, you would notice that there is a staircase about 10 feet behind him that leads upwards towards where you would split in between the audience coming in and then the actual like champions going down into like the barrack area or the prep area.
Narina's gonna walk up to the king. Have you mobilized your forces to get the civilians out of the revel? I'm going to take that as a no. What are your forces
Roll
doing
stealth.
at this time?
You can roll for stealth. I've already
I got a
sent
15.
all of my guard. 15, you said? 15. Okay, I'll tell you exactly how that goes. I've already mobilized all of my guard to do what they can to help out any of the civilians for all the ones that were able to escape, but it was a bloodbath up there. I'm surprised I barely made it out by the skin of my teeth, and look at my robe, it's just...
You are absolutely a mess. What are you doing to help?
He kind of stands up and composes himself. Elijah, as you would make the attempt to start sneaking by, there happens to be two guards that come out from the sides and are kind of blocking off the door, and they kind of see you as they're trying to keep you in the room for what's going on with what the king has to say. They kind of give you like the up and down and then kind of fix their stance.
I'm gonna look at them and be like, "Hey, listen, you know, I'm a champion, okay? Let's not incapacitate more people than necessary. I need to get into the staircase. You guys understand, right?"
They're not listening. The king stands up and kind of dusts himself off and... Well, it seems as if, though, we have quite a predicament on our hands, and quite frankly, I'm not too sure what to do.
So, obviously, the games are cancelled.
I don't think there's anybody left inside of the Coliseum for games anyway, so yes, the games would be cancelled.
With the guards distracted by Elijah and the king distracted by Narina, Shiny's like, "I'm small, I'm a kitty. I can sneak right past all of this into the stairwell." So she's gonna try.
Go ahead and try.
Well, about that.
What did you roll?
Rolled a 3, so that gave me a 9.
So So as you're trying to
Tried.
sit by, Elijah's having this conversation, trying to persuade them. You're kind of crawling like along the wall through the shadows, and then one of the guards turns his head and says to Elijah, "Get your pet," and then continues to stand and block the door.
Did your meerkat come in?
I'm looking between the guard and Jekyll and going, I think he means you. Can you pretend you have rabies?
Weird. People are weird here.
Champions,
Can you pretend like
champions,
or someone foam at the mouth? What? Oh,
please.
What's up, King?
So the king kind of beckons for you all to come over to where he is. I'm afraid that this is far more concerning than what we anticipated for. It's almost as if there was a darkness that has taken over the Colosseum. And though many were able to escape during the chaos, there were a few bodies, casualties if you will. But so is life. It happens to the best of us. Or not. Be that as it may, I feel as if, though, I have to be a little truthful with you all.
Get it out already.
What he said. Jeez.
He kind of shakes out the nerves and follow me, and he starts walking down the hallway.
I'm gonna look to the rest of the group and go, listen, I don't want to follow him. Why don't y'all go and fill me in later?
I can't
Sure.
notice. He survived, and that seems a little odd.
Does it? It's royalty. Of course they
Oh.
survive.
I mean, kind of like gestures at Ines.
Well, you guys do what you want.
Ines just kind of rolls her eyes.
I'm going to follow and figure out what I can do to help. Besides, my family was up there, and she's gonna follow the king.
Elijah's gonna look to Rome and go, listen, all due respect, all right? I get your shtick. I understand what you're here for. I respect it. But it's not for me. I think you should go figure out what the king wants, but I'm gonna go help the actual people, not the ones that His Highness will ignore for the sake of his kingdom.
Where are we right now? Are we like in the stadium now, or are we still kind of underground?
You would still be underground.
Okay.
Yes, question.
Could I roll something to see if he's like being truthful or if he's hiding something or anything like that?
Yeah. I would roll a perception for that one. I love my perception rolls.
Okay. It's 13.
As far as you would know, looking over the king as he's walking down this hallway, he seems very genuine about what he's saying, a little frazzled with all the dirt that he's covered in, but no real sense of any ulterior motives behind what he was saying.
Princess, with all due
Okay.
respect, your people are also going to need help. I suggest you follow him. Not what leaders do.
Ines just kind of nods. You're right. Yes. I have people to protect and follows the king.
Jiminy like tugs on Elijah's shirt sleeve, and she's like, He said, go help the people that got hurt, right?
You really think that's what he's going to do?
No, you.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to
He's
do.
gonna do seems stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the thing I do. Do you mind
You
if
want-
I like?
what?
Okay.
That just leaves you then, said knight, Rome.
I'm gonna follow him. I agree with what you said earlier. I think it's better if we split up for now.
All right. I'm gonna look back to the guards, and I'm gonna go. Okay, well you heard it. We're getting past you, so we're gonna make this easy. You're gonna make this hard.
And they kind of just stand their place still, completely ignoring you.
I'm gonna
Go for it.
I'm gonna reach my hand down for Sheko to take.
Yep. She just like puts her little paw in his hand. She's
This
literally
is
half
gonna
his
cause you.
size.
This is gonna cause you 3 points of damage. You okay with it?
I can handle it. Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn into lightning and pass through them.
Worth it.
I'm gonna specifically go 80 feet away, up and out towards the audience exit.
Okay. All right. So
If they attempt to stop or touch, they'll also incur 3 damage.
So they're definitely going to be shocked at the fact that this man that was standing in front of them trying to intimidate them just turned into pure lightning all of a sudden, and they are going to try and reach out to subdue you. So in that process, they would be taking the 3 damage. As they would make contact with you, they would, since they're wearing metal suits of armor, they would basically be getting stunned after trying to make the contact, kind of like and then falling out as you and Shiny are going up the staircase. We're gonna come back for you guys as you the other party, as Narina, Inez, and Rome are walking down the hallway with the king. There are torches lighting up the hallway itself, and as they're going down following the king, who's kind of walking at a very quick breakneck pace, they reach these grand doors where the king does a few secret knocks and then pulls on a lever, and then it opens into one of his private chambers. And as you guys go inside, it's lit well by candles, books strewn all over the room, a giant couch adorned with very fancy blankets and stuff, and a table in the center. And inside of the room, and on that center table, there's a glass case that has a giant tome of sorts. As you guys are walking into the room with the king, he goes over and he starts to pull the glass off of the tome. I'm afraid that this is something that they've kind of foretold of, or rather something that we should have prepared for, and I didn't think it'd be something that was real. I thought it was just a fairy tale that, generations passed down, and but
What is this book?
it's a telling of the history of the 5 deities from when the deities came into existence and established the lands and created the balance that initially founded this kingdom and all the various kingdoms that they rule over, respectively. And something that they probably don't teach you guys a lot of is that there are actually 6 deities, not 5, as he's forcing himself to not make any eye contact with you guys as he's kind of like flipping through the pages very nervously.
What is the 6th?
Okay. Whew. So there are 6 deities. Of course, the 5. There is Lydrin of the Earth Kingdom, Tempestus of the Water, Magnus of the Fire, Halitus of the Wind, and then Fulgu of the Lightning. But there was a 6th deity initially when they started the kingdom, that embodies darkness, and he may or may not have been sealed away because this deity that goes by he's like visibly shaking and then kind of steels himself. This deity kind of tried to take over for everyone, Velkalth, and he decided that he wanted to be the ruling power instead of having the true balance between all 5. And with that, he, was banished into the deep chasm in the very far deep lands of the kingdom and the Exen chasm. And I think this darkness is him.
So if he was banished and imprisoned, as you say, how did he get out?
That's a good question, because as far as I'm concerned, we have guards stationed outside of that chasm at all times, and it's deep within the chasm, so you'd have to really be going far to look for it, but that's impossible because it's off limits to everyone in the kingdom. They know that. No one should be down there.
Okay, so what does he want?
Well, based on the legend itself, he wants to be the one ruling power. And I'm assuming this was his way of trying to take out everybody, start an army of his own. I'm not entirely sure. I thought it was a fairy tale up until now.
I'm taken aback a little bit by all this information, considering none of it is recorded in the ancient tomes of my city.
When the first
All you have is with this knowledge.
When the first peoples established the kingdom, they felt that the best way to prevent anyone from getting too nosy or a little too involved in trying to figure out something about it was to just hide it away and never talk about it. Seeing that you guys are the...
Oh, you've been hiding? So you've been hiding this all this time?
Hiding would insinuate that I believed in it and actively hid it. As far as I'm concerned, from generation to generation, we've just been told not to let anyone in the chasm.
One of the biggest teachings of my people is to never hide the knowledge that we share. For reasons like this, it enables people to ignore major problems.
Listen, I don't think it was intentional. Again, like I said, I thought it was a fairy tale. What am I to do? I'm just the king that's supposed to take care of all the people, and I can't even do that properly. But you being
exactly, it's your duty to protect.
But you being the 5, and as he kind of like looks up finally from the book, like really focusing on what's going on in the room. What happened to the other 2?
They left to actually help the people.
They're saving your people.
Oh. It broke. We broke it.
It broke.
It's broken. Oh no. My stream.
Oh.
It's broken.
It's broken.
And I was just going to cut back to you guys too. Hold on. We're going to wait. Okay.
Sorry, I hit a button by accident.
I figured it was something like that. You're good.
Shiny, what does this button do?
My knuckle tapped the laptop button. I was like, oh shit.
That's fine.
Sorry about that.
As he's kind of taking in the fact that the 2 of them are missing. As the chosen champions of this, I would humbly beseech your help, and then gets down on his knees, like bowing down to you guys. There's only so much I can do here. I can try to keep the kingdom itself fine, but as far as what's going on with this, we need the power of each of the deities.
Power that you are presuming that we have.
Seeing that you guys were able to survive the darkness somehow, I'm assuming that there's some deeper meaning behind it, and I could only assume that you guys are true champions But in all honesty, I don't know really who to turn to, and I ask if you guys could help.
How are we supposed to help? What are we supposed to do against this darkness?
And then he kind of gets up off the floor and he's going over towards the tome that he was reading. Well, from the ancient text, each one of the islands houses a temple for the deity that presides over it. Maybe if you were to go to these temples, you'd find some sort of way to get the power and help it. We just need to restore the balance.
Is there anything that you know of that keeps the darkness at bay? How did you imprison him in the first place?
The power of the 5 elements from the deities were able to imprison him and send him into the chasm. I don't think any one person could do it alone. And I'm assuming that one representative from each kingdom, if given the powers from the deities, could potentially solve the solution.
You said there was a book. Can we read it?
Yeah, I think it would be beneficial if you let the renowned scholar look at your book there. It might give us some hints and some help. Would you mind if I take it with me? I'll promise to keep it perfectly safe and out of the hands of anyone who might misuse it.
He's a little apprehensive of that. I mean, this has been in my family for generations.
Can I roll a persuasion?
You certainly can.
That was an 18.
He kind of looks at you and mulls it over in his head a little bit, and then, if it's gonna help you guys do whatever you need to save the kingdom, then be my guest. As he hands the book over to you.
Irina's gonna take it and put it under her arm. Thank you
Water check.
very much. I think this will be a great help. Now, you said we need the power of the 5 deities, which means, unfortunately, I think if we are going to continue this, we're gonna have to find our other 2 friends, yes?
As you say this, as people, guards, and various citizens are kind of going through the hallways and going up and down this staircase, they see a bolt of lightning and the smell of singed fur zipping up the top of the stairwell. And as you're zooming through this in your lightning state, holding Shiny's hand in tow, you guys finally make it to the top, and you can see the Colosseum is just covered in debris, bodies all around, some under rubble, some people aiding to those that are injured. Majority of the citizens themselves are kind of gone, and that dark cloud is still hovering over the top of the Colosseum.
Yeah, as we stop, Shiny goes, I should have asked more questions. That's on me. And she tries to wipe down the staticky fur that's got stuck up everywhere. Good to know, though. That stings a little.
Yeah, I had to think in the moment. There are bigger concerns. So, big dark cloud in the sky. Listen, you said you help people, right? Did you travel often?
I mostly hope to people around the villages in the area, but we save people from dangerous situations all the time in the woods.
Okay.
First aid's not hard.
Okay. Well, I've heard enough folklore to know what the proverbial end of days is supposed to look like. And we're on the right track. We got to get people as far away from this cloud as possible. How fast are you?
I'm pretty speedy for a little guy.
You strong? Can you carry bodies?
I can carry kids and
That'll work.
Smaller people.
Yep, that'll work. All right, be loud.
Okay.
Get people out of the Colosseum. And I'm gonna turn into lightning and kind of just dash to the nearest group of people I can find.
Yeah, and Shiny just like takes off looking for smaller people that are having trouble getting up, and anyone that she's able to like lift and usher along, hollering for people along the way.
As you guys are running through the crowd, going around saving everybody, you can feel the darkness coming from that cloud kind of weighing down, almost putting like a pressure on the Colosseum itself. Nothing really stands out much besides the fact that it just feels like there's something heavier than the air that you're moving through, almost like you're kind of moving through like a physical fog of, in a sense. But you're successfully grabbing all of these people and taking them into safer spaces, moving the rubble from where they're at, rescuing people that are injured still but alive. As you go for it.
Is there anybody with like a more major injury that's having difficulty that I'm able to stumble upon or find or hear?
You would see an elderly man underneath some rubble, leg just completely shattered at this point, and he's kind of reaching out, asking for anybody to help him while people are kind of still running through the Colosseum trying to get out or helping those that they deem savable.
Is there anything like crushing his leg, or has that already been removed?
The rubble would still be crushing his leg at this point, yes.
Okay. So I run over to him and start moving the rubble off of his leg, and doing my best to stop any like bleeding that's happening. I assume you want a medicine check on that.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'm not mad about that. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. You, in the heat of this situation, would know the few supplies that you have with you can help you stop the bleeding. You would wrap up the wound successfully in like a bandage and then a tourniquet so that it stabilizes his leg basically, and you would like help him up. He's able to kind of hobble to the direction that you're taking him out of the Colosseum.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm helping him up. I look for someone. Is he like you said he was a man?
Yeah.
So a human, I'm assuming. Okay. So I'm like looking for somebody who's also like a bigger creature to help him like walk further so that I can stay and continue to help people.
Gotcha.
Looking for a group of people that maybe feel lost or disoriented and gonna try to like herd them in the right direction.
As you're getting these people in, you have a couple of them kind of like panicking, and it all happened so fast. There were tentacles everywhere, and then just this.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Listen, what's important right now is that you're alive, all right? And that we're getting you out of here, all right? Let's focus on those two things, alive and exit, all right? Head in that direction. You're going to be safe. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll take care of it, all right?
Thank you. And then they run off towards the direction that you shoo them off to. It's been about maybe like 10, 12 minutes at this point, and you guys have basically cleared out any of the remaining survivors that are in the Colosseum that were injured or kind of in disarray. And as it's kind of cleared out at this point, you're noticing that weight is still there, and the darkness is still kind of there, as if it's like a dome of sorts that's kind of just sitting there and enveloping this entire Colosseum. Nothing's really changed so much as far as like any signs of light or anything. Still just inside this cloud of darkness.
I'm gonna call out to Shiny.
Well, real quick, would Shiny be able to tell that this does not feel like a normal kind of storm at all? Like it feels wrong. I'm assuming yes.
Roll an Arcana for that.
Okay. My best skill.
Do I need to roll Arcana for that, or would Elijah know?
Elijah, something deep down in Elijah has felt this presence before. So he would kind of know that this isn't just a natural storm. Seeing that you grew up on an island that's surrounded by storms consistently, you can tell the difference between a regular storm and something supernatural.
Yeah, I had a feeling with that eternal storm happening from his home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was 6.
As far as you know, there's just this weird sense of pressure just all over you. Not like it's weighing you down, but like there's something just enveloping you in a sense.
It's just wrong.
Yes.
I'm gonna look over to Shiny and head across the Coliseum towards him and be like, "Hey, I think we've got everyone that we can."
I haven't seen anybody in a second, and I haven't heard anybody. I think everyone that's left isn't gonna make it.
We can't deal with bodies while whatever that is, and he points to like the
That's-
Dome of Darkness, is going on.
Yeah. We gotta find the others and get them out too, right?
They're with the king. They're guarded. They're protected. We should check on the ships if we can. It's your call. What's your name again?
Shiny,
It is Shiny.
like my
Okay.
personality.
Elijah.
Hi, Elijah. You're very
Nice to meet you. Yeah,
Well,
same.
sometimes.
Same.
Yeah. She goes, yeah, the ships are going to be really important getting people out of here. So maybe we should definitely go check on those. The others, they'll find us, right?
I don't know. I don't feel like we need to hear the 2 cents from the king.
No, I'm not really worried
But
about Roy.
we survived the onslaught of whatever this dark stuff was. Might be good to not go too far. I'm also not going to be trapped in a room down there, so like let's just wait for them up here with the concessions.
You know what? You're right.
I'm gonna go find some food.
We're gonna cut back to the other group for a second. My goodness. So as you guys are sitting here inside of the king's chambers, the king is sitting on the couch, kind of just shaking his head. Oh, I just have to make sure that the guards are doing what they're supposed to do. And he tells one of the guards that's at the door to go and make sure that they're placing priority on the evacuation effort with any of the ships and stuff that would need to be taking people out. As that guard goes, yes.
Where are you shipping these people to?
That I'm not entirely too sure of just yet. I feel like the safest thing would be to take them into the castle itself. That way we can kind of all band together, figure out some type of solution. I don't think it's safe to send everybody else back out yet, but I'm not entirely sure.
You said that the powers of the deities was what? Choke there. The powers of the deities is what was keeping him at bay, yes?
Yes, basically.
What temples do you have on Zifa?
So we have the Temple of Elios that lies shortly outside of the castle itself, kind of in between where the castle is and where the chasm would be, where the darkness was sealed away.
Your best bet is to get all of your people to a temple of some kind. Your castle may be fortified, but it's not going to have the magics necessary to protect your people. I'm only saying this because as a student of the Azure Academy, we studied war and strategy, and yours is severely lacking, my king.
As he hangs his head in shame slightly, You're right. You're right. And he kind of gets himself together. Guards! And as they're kind of like getting together, prioritize getting everyone to the Temple of Elios immediately. And then they leave out and start going towards that area to give out those instructions to the rest of the guards outside of the Coliseum, where everyone would be.
The next step you're going to want to take is to get all of your scholars and alchemists on any kind of method that would keep the darkness at bay. I would suggest starting with your light clerics.
Wow. Everything they say about the people of Oshia is true. You really are smarter than they give you credit for.
Unfortunately so.
Yeah.
Now, what of you two? I mean, I'm not sure about you, but something otherworldly, something powerful protected us in that darkness. I'm sure you all saw it. And she lifts up her sleeve. It's on her wrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Where the sigil of Tempestus was showing. The gods have called to us. They have chosen each one of us to help with this. I think we should help.
I'm bounded by
Who
oath.
am I?
Sorry.
Who am I to go against faith? If there's something I can do to help, I will take it.
And you? She's looking to Rome.
I'm bounded by oath to help, so I will see to do that.
Very well. Now the hard part. She's gonna look up the stairs. Is there anything else we should know before we depart? And she's looking back at the king.
As far as I know, for the specific temples on each of the islands, usually only those that the deities deem worthy can enter the inner sanctums. So hopefully you guys are truly the chosen. Get into the deepest part of the temple and hope that the deity there can grant its power to assist, if they're even still around.
I guess if that's the only lead that we have. And she's gonna stuff the book a little closer to her. And she starts walking up the stairs.
Very well
Follow
then.
close behind.
And Inez follows, yeah.
As you guys are walking out of the doorway, the king just silently whispers, "Good luck, champions. You're gonna need it." And as you're going up to the exit, basically, where it would lead out into the Colosseum, you three would see that it's completely empty, spare a few bodies that were unfortunate during this. And this darkness still enveloping the kingdom, or the Colosseum, just kind of sitting there heavy, almost palpable, but not there. You wouldn't see any of the tendrils that you saw before, but you can definitely feel that same energy from when they initiated.
Can Narina see Elijah or Shiny?
I would say no. In the specific instance, you guys wouldn't see them.
Okay. Well, we need to find the other two. We need to see if they're on board. My guess would be no, but that's fine. And she's gonna go walk out into the middle of it, just searching for them.
Elijah's definitely just going down on a slab of meat somewhere with Shiny.
Gonna survey the arena looking for them too.
You would notice that no one else is going to be inside of the arena at this point.
Shiny's just chilling next to Elijah, cleaning all the blood off of her fur. This gotta go. This gross. This is the worst part about helping people. It's in my fur. It's just a mess.
Narina, as you would walk outside of the Colosseum at this point, you would see the string of different vendors and shops and everything that you saw as you guys were going in towards the Coliseum. Some of them turned over, obviously, tons of rubble and debris, fires on buildings that were struck and different various explosions. And in the midst of that, you see this tiny cat and this man just chewing down on some meat and cleaning themselves, just kind of sitting there in the center.
Narina's gonna walk up to them. I thought you guys said you were going to help.
We kind of did already. Didn't you
Mhm.
not see any people in there?
There
were a lot.
Well, I have some information, and she's gonna like pull out this giant book that she's got, and she's gonna like open it and start like flipping through the pages. So, and she closes it. When the darkness came, you guys saw the weird glow, didn't you?
We got bubbles.
Something protected us there, right?
Assumed it was the gods.
I recall something on the short.
It was the gods. At least I believe so. This darkness, it's a deity. It's an entity.
Quick, is Inez with y'all?
I assumed so.
You've been real quiet. I was like, wait, where the hell are Inez? Elijah is like, okay, sure. Let's say you saw a light. I didn't see a light. Second, let's say it was the gods. You could choose this stuck up bitch. And points to Inez.
I mean, there is that.
You?
You do as a...
Quite a lot, actually. Are many duties that a
I mean, I assume you
Royal-
can babies
not particularly.
and
no.
like cut ribbons and stuff.
You even dress yourself?
Yes, of course I do.
I'm just checking. I don't know. You're the one with the crown.
I don't
So sure.
have any answers as to why we were chosen, especially you.
Well, I didn't see your fantastic light show.
But also, he's
So-
zoomy zappy and really nice.
Happy for the four of you.
Hold on a minute. You and me were talking about this just a minute ago. About how we obviously got saved from all the thingies in the sky. For a reason. Right?
No, you were saying those things, and I was agreeing with the nonsense coming out of your mouth. I said we
No,
should
sir.
not stay underneath this blanket of darkness. Not we were chosen by gods to go on some quest given to us by the worst of the kings and all of the kingdoms. So I'm really happy that you got a book. I'm really happy that you got a book. I am.
I don't think you
But-
understand.
I'm all ears. Feel free to educate me on this grand thing that we're supposed to go do. Meanwhile, there are people dying. But please take your time. And he kind of crosses his legs and sits down and grabs another piece of fallen meat and starts eating it.
So your objective is to save the one compared to the many. Your objective is to save the meager 1 or 2 lives compared to every single life. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I'll
This
save
thing-
as many lives as I can. I understand there might be a greater way to do that, but I'm not going to ignore those who need help immediately either. Yeah, there's a big looming darkness. Let me guess. Okay, let's just put some pieces together. You all got visions from your gods. So obviously, at God in the sky, right? Am I on the right track? Talk
Pretty
to
much
enough
sums
folks
it
in
up.
enough different countries and kingdoms to put that piece of lore together. So, that God in the sky, we have to go stop it?
Yeah.
Look at our glowy marks.
What perception you have?
And you
Wait, what'd you say,
don't.
Rome?
I said that's quite the perception you have.
See, Elijah looks at Rome and goes, "Listen, there are only two places on this planet that I've not touched. One, is your kingdom, because I can't fly. Two, is underwater, because I may in fact kill everyone if I touch the liquid. Outside of those two things, I've talked to folks, I've seen lore, I've visited temples. I have a sense of understanding when something cataclysmic is going on, and I tried my best to put myself there and help people. But you can't just solve the big problem when people need help.
There may not be a
can't.
world to go back to if you don't help.
I'm not
Okay.
asking you to come with us. In fact, you don't have to. I will travel to your kingdom and speak to whatever deity it is that's in your temple there.
You
However
can't reach my
dangerous that
temple.
may. I'll find a way, considering you don't want to help. What is as for the rest of you, Shiny?
What if, by helping with the big thing, we also along the way help with all the smaller things? I say smaller, it's just more.
I see no
Yeah,
I mean,
I have
harm.
to
I
agree.
can't imagine that we would go somewhere and not find somebody that needs help. I've never been anywhere where there wasn't somebody that needed help. Have you?
Haven't been much of anywhere, actually. But I agree. We can help those who are in need along the way.
Well, if we're going with Shiny's plan, then I'm for it. But if you're expecting me to ignore them, I won't do that.
Puts her little paws on her hips again. She goes, "Do you really think I could ignore them either at this point?"
No.
She
Yeah,
like gestures at the Coliseum behind them.
Well, I
Really?
can certainly say I like your resolve. The goal, apparently, is to visit each of the temples in our kingdoms and find the ruling deity there, and hopefully they can help.
It helps, Elijah. You can't go in the water and water? No. We could do other things in that area while they go in the water.
I mean, they've got
There's-
boats.
There
Well,
are
yeah,
many
but-
ways to travel under the seas. But sure, there are thousands in need of help, thanks to, and she glares at Inez, your kingdom. Not that yours helps much either, Elijah, if I'm being honest. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, then, if we're all on the same page, I guess it's an adventure?
Okay,
You always
sure.
wanted to go on an adventure.
Marina kind of like turns up her nose and it just looks like very dissatisfied with this information. She's just like,
That's funny.
Elijah is gonna look to Rome and go, and while you're down there discussing your deals with this king, did you at least get like a carriage, mode of travel? It's not a small distance. It takes time.
We'll travel by foot. That's as good as we get it.
All right.
Okay.
I suppose it depends on which kingdom we go to first. Obviously, some will be easier to reach than others, and we might have to find a way through. And Elijah's right. We're gonna need money.
I mean, the good news is we have a princess.
That's true. You
Yes,
can fund the
I
trip,
could
right?
very much help with that.
Oh, those
Mommy and
are
Daddy
his
would be
fun
glad to help,
uses.
right?
But I don't think it picked up.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, cold blooded.
Then we are in agreement. Should we travel across the big bridge first? I believe that would be our best bet.
We're not going to the Fire Kingdom first, right?
It's up to you guys.
Isn't it the closest?
Well,
Don't really care if it's the closest. I have some qualms about going there so steadfast.
I can understand that, but if they're gonna give us money, we have to
What about
see
the
our
Earth
parents.
King?
I mean, that's also lovely. I do enjoy my home quite a lot. Beautiful. But we need money.
Okay. Lavar it is. But
I know it's untasteful.
oh, it's okay. I'll make it very simple. This calamity is not the thing you'll have to worry about if one of your royalty touches me. Do I make myself clear,
And
princess?
and he goes over to Inez and she pulls her down. And she goes, it's a little shocking when you touch him. For the record.
My people have high respect towards others, so I don't think that will be a problem.
Man, it must be nice in the ivory towers to be so delusional. Whatever. Let's go.
Well, this should be fun.
I think this is a great time for us to take a little break.
The character Discord. This reminds me of Ren, episode 1.
Jeez.
Oh my god, Ren episode 1 was so
Don't-
scary.
Listen.
Don't play the trailer. Don't play the trailer. I gotta give a heads up to everyone. So just switch it over to therapy.
All right. With that being said, we're gonna switch over to our therapy session. I'll pass you over to your illustrious therapist.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? It's time for therapy. It's time for therapy.
The real roll for Tom was on a blaring fucking sign.
No, Eddie, stop!
Over that little
That would be a critical failure.
What's going on, kiddo?
Hey, yo!
It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna be honest.
All right.
Almost definitely. It's gonna be something.
I can tell. I can tell Handy did not read my new backstory. It's okay. Don't read it. Don't read it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to therapy. I'm missing the thing. Where did it go? Violet, where'd it go? The thing. The thing. The whole thing. The thing. Oh, okay, folks. It is time that we reveal an item. Man, now I feel nervous. Now I almost don't want to do it. Of the whole auction and everything? Alright. As you guys know, where are we looking here? Look up here. As you guys know, we like to create stuff for you. Different products, different merchandise, and every so often we like to sell said products and merchandise. Well, I decided that we're going to make something very exclusive in honor of Nevea and to keep making very exclusive items. In fact, I've already begun working on the very exclusive item for Elysium. That's your hint right there for that. So at the end of Elysium, which will be taking place in January, maybe at the end of December, you'll be able to get that item, quite possibly. But there is a special item for Nevaeh in honor of all the water checks that we've ever done and ever will continue to do, and that's starting in, yeah, I hear the echo. I don't know why I hear the echo, though. Oh, probably because... There we go. I fixed it. In light of all the water checks that we've done and all the water checks that we continue to do and how that concept started in Nevaeh, we created this. So if you look very carefully, you got feathers and you've got the actual angel and the words. I believe it's flipped in the camera. But this here is a collector's item, one of a kind, because it's the only one that exists. Custom handmade hydro dipped water flask. I'm gonna say water flask because I think the other one's copyright. That we are going to auction off between now and the end of this episode. So here's how it works. The starting bid is $20, and all you have to do is either donate an equivalent amount of bits, or send an equivalent amount of gifted subs, or just donate directly. We will get the notification and mark it down. However, if somebody outbids you, then they are going to get it, and then so on and so forth and so on and so forth, until it's won. That's the plan. So I'm just going to hold it up right here. Oh, beautiful, like on display. Kind of like that. There we go. That'll work.
In case you're wondering how good these water bottles are, I have the exact original water bottle, uncustomized. They're fantastic. Stays cold all day, makes a really satisfying water sound when you're drinking. It's amazing.
It's really good water bottle. You'll keep your water cold up to like 36 hours without
Something
ice.
like that.
Yeah. It gets the job done. No, we haven't rolled for it because Deontay hasn't made the roll thing yet. So we're doing this instead. Also, Hot Stuff 7, thank you for following. Appreciate that love and support. Give you water sounds? Cool, you have to give them water sounds.
Hold on, I gotta make some adjustments for that. But I got you.
Glug glug ASMR.
If it isn't raffled away right now, or auctioned away, you will be able to find it on Etsy later on. So there will be a second chance if nobody claims it this stream.
Move my dice so that I can move the microphone properly.
So that you guys know that it's available.
I don't even know if it picked up.
You're doing good. You know, we're starting to have tensions rise as stories start to unfold. It's going to get very interesting from this point forward. So buckle up. Yeah, it's going to get crazy. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. I think Deontay's doing a fantastic job.
Okay, but is it just me, or is this whole Shiny Elijah dynamic gonna be one for the books?
Shiny Elijah. Fresh popcorn.
Like, damn, you get two folk heroes that are different types of folk heroes.
So I looked.
Y'all are just amazing together. It's so amazing to see.
So I looked, and I'm actually not a folk hero.
No? I thought you were.
I thought I was too, but the ability is actually different.
Mm.
Here, I'll read it to you real quick.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? It's called Echoes of Victory. So I'm mildly known, but there's a 50% chance I can find someone who admires me and is willing to provide information and or temporary shelter.
That's really similar to the folk hero one.
Very similar to it. So it kind of works the same way. I got popcorn jacked. It kind of works the same way, with the exception of I can kind of use it to get shelter or information. If the person knows me. Fingers crossed. Popcorn ASMR again?
Ah! Oh my god, the cat scared me. Oh, baby, give me. Oh. He jumped up and touched me. Like. He needs
Popcorn
to be
good.
in the chip.
Yeah, it's all too.
Oh. Why not?
Jelly is on
Oh,
the Hamilton
rustic
quotes.
hospitality. Okay, since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners, unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They'll shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you, though they won't risk their lives for me.
Popcorn good. All right, folks, we
This
just about
cat.
ready. I'm going
Two
to pass
cats.
the reins back to dear old Deontay here. But thank you for stopping by the Elijah Show, and see you back at my desk.
Two.
Candy.
I need to switch.
He's a little baby.
Little, okay.
He's
He tapped me on
adorable.
the shoulder.
The tiniest.
He tapped me on the shoulder.
Are you guys ready?
We are
Mhm.
ready.
Bum 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 bum
Let's
bum
go.
bum.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Okay, I was about to hit the wrong button. That was about to be a problem. All right, and we're back. Okay, so let me just pull this little thing. So you guys are
Mic on. Mic off.
sorry, my headset did something weird. As you guys are in this town center, you can see a couple of the guards leading groups of people towards various carriages and caravans, organizing the people, getting them into the area so they can be taking them over to the Elios temple that the king just recently gave them the orders to start shipping people off into.
We would recognize friends, family, etc.
Roll a perception.
Well, that's cool.
What'd you get?
A 7.
A 7. So you would notice various people from your village itself, but no one like in particular that you're really close to.
Which kingdom did we go to?
You're in the kingdom of Zifa.
Okay.
So they're just loading up everybody into these various caravans, shipping them out, sending them sending them towards the temple off in that area, making sure that everyone's there. As you're outside, you can still see this cloud enveloping the Colosseum where you guys all were. Not making any other movements, but still there. The presence, you can still feel it.
Elijah's going to turn to Narina and go, you did bring up a pretty interesting point. It would be a good idea to get to the root of all this.
Oh, now you're on my side.
Yeah, of course. So, already in the Zifa Kingdom, why not just go straight to the chasm?
What good is that going to be if we can't do anything about it? I mean, we only
How do you
assume
know?
that we have powers, right?
Well, are you assuming that you have powers, or are you assuming that you don't have powers?
I was assuming that we did. Of
Okay,
some
so under
kind.
this assumption that we have powers of some, aren't we the only ones fitted to go there?
Yes, but you're wanting to go straight to the problem.
Just figure we're here now, closest to it than we'll be for quite some time if we go anywhere else.
Potentially we could.
I mean, you just don't really seem that invigorated to help others, so why not just go straight to the source?
I feel like we wouldn't be able to do anything when we get there.
Can the rest of us hear these two? As we're all walking in a kind of crowd. Sorry, the cat is really desperate right now.
You guys would be close enough to hear it. I'll give you that.
I mean, there are a lot of people here still. We could also help. And this is like literally feet away.
Shiny, I'm really trying to gain some sense of understanding why
Okay.
this bookworm would much rather skip all the pleasantries and go straight to the source. Yet when presented with that opportunity, they don't wish to take it. I can only assume that there must be some scroll or home waiting for them at each temple. But what really perplexes me is Rome here. Gallant, ready to attack at a moment's notice. Happy for you, really, truly. What are you getting out of this?
You know, the one that kind of is confusing me a little bit is the princess. Weren't her parents here?
That one doesn't make sense to you?
Why wouldn't she look for her parents?
My parents know how to survive on their own. They'll be fine.
Wait, who's going first?
We're literally just talking about getting money.
Okay. So we're
They'll
ignore
probably back at the
Elijah's comment and just kind of grunt at him, give him a look, and be like, doesn't matter to you, you know?
Well, it does matter to me. We're all going on this adventure together. Listen, I'm not in it for the glory, all right? We already know that the princess is going to get all of that. They wear the crown. The knowledge is going to the bookworm. Shiny and I feel like we're going to do most of the legwork. So, why are you here?
Make sure we have a home to at the end of the day. Who knows what this and these deities, the havoc they can cause.
And we know we can trust these deities?
Technically speaking, we don't know.
Gotcha. So, instead of facing the problem head on, instead of potentially helping people and only choosing to do so along the way, we're going to go to these temples of worship, which have given us nothing thus far, except maybe some glowing light tattoos for y'all. Alright. Cool. Fun.
Well, then where do you suggest we go? To the chasm?
No.
Big building.
I'd like to read your book.
Why would you
You can
like
read?
to read my book?
Yes, I can read. Well, you flip through those pages pretty fast, so either you're hiding something or you don't care to share it. I'm gonna guess you probably don't care to share it. All the more reason. I'd like to read it.
Marina kind of like, she looks a little like angry. She's kind of like biting her fingernails. She goes, "My kingdom does say all knowledge should be shared."
And I'm guessing the king gave you that book because you didn't have it before. And that's all the information we need for this quest of ours, right? So help make it make sense to me. Let me read the book.
He's gonna very
does have a
begrudgingly
point.
hand him over the book. But as he's like trying to grab it, she's like still kind of, and then lets it go.
Elijah's gonna flip through it while walking and kind of see. I'll actually roll it a knowledge check to see if there's anything Elijah would recognize from his travels beyond the information that's already been presented. So roll history?
Yes, history, please.
15. Wait, I lied. No, 15.
15, gotcha. So kind of looking through it, you would know, based on some of the folklore that you heard from different people that go to the temples and worship there, that within the inner sanctums is usually this orb or gem of sorts that kind of acts as like a physical embodiment for the deity that rules in that temple, kind of like a concentrated form. That orb would basically kind of act as like the main source for like the power conduit, I guess, of sorts for that deity, in order to allow it to like channel its power to be able to give the blessings to any of the other people that it deems worthy of its blessings, and also act as like an anchor to kind of help stabilize the island that, or the temple and the island that it's on.
Elijah pauses the reading and hands the book back to Narina and goes, "Listen, if what this book says is true, and y'all really do have some connections to the gods, y'all are about to get juiced up." Now, should it be the fire check first? I don't know.
So we will develop powers.
I know about inner sanctums. The temples are a bit more of a puzzle than what the surface shows. According to your book, and according to the folklore that I've heard, if you get far enough in, you can find a conduit of some sort. I've never seen one myself, but apparently it's supposed to be a direct line to, deity 101. So, if y'all have received a blessing, yeah, plenty. But not for any real discovery purposes.
Very interesting. Hear more about that sometime.
If y'all really did create some type of connection with your tattoos, well, foster it. Maybe it is the right way to go. But in my experience, gods don't talk much.
Best we can do is try.
And try we shall. So do we have a plan for when we get there?
Well, I'm assuming everyone in their respective lands knows where their temples are.
He leans into Narina and goes, "She seems dumb."
You never know. She might just be private.
All the more reason not to trust her.
I'll keep that in mind.
While this conversation is going on, you guys are kind of huddled up together having this conversation, and then one of the guards that's like ushering some people towards some of the different carriages kind of comes up to you. "Hey, we're evacuating everybody. Get into one of the carts as soon as possible so you can make it over to the temple.
It's really necessary for us. I think you're mistaken. You should talk to the
Whoa. Hang on. No. Johnny, she's right. Okay, we're gonna take one of the carriages.
But I thought...
Yep, it's okay. That's why you don't do it. We're gonna take one of the carriages.
Kind of looks at you
You're
guys.
very
little
silly. You just
puzzled,
followed
and then-
him.
as he's watching you guys, well, hurry it up, and then kind of continues shooing other people towards the carriages, gets into one, and then takes off towards the temple.
Is there someone driving this one or like steering the horses?
No. At this point, the driver would be helping load up any of the people into the carriage that they would, but this one particularly is empty. Spare for the horse that's attached to it, and just an empty carriage.
No one know how to have a carriage.
I'll go ahead and run it.
I'm pretty good with animals, but like... I mean, I could probably manage it. I used to go between villages a lot.
I don't really ride horses.
You are better at this, please.
No, as you know, things that touch me, not fun when riding a horse. So,
Yeah. I mean, if we needed a little speed, we could just do a little zippy zappy.
I'll
I
take
mean,
the
should we
reins.
let them
Don't worry about
over
it.
all right, Rome, you got it. He looks over to
Sorta-
Ina.
Sort of start to prepare the carriage, get the horses ready, and then just let everyone know I'll take a few minutes.
So, princess, I'm
Yes.
assuming your parents wouldn't, like, run away or anything like cowards, would they?
No.
So they'd be doing what all the other people are doing, right? So we should be able to, like, find them when we get to where the temple is,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. That should be the case.
Well, I hope you're right.
Wait a minute. We're not going to the temple with the rest of the people.
Oh, yeah.
Narina has kind of like already
Oh, the
picked up
dumbass.
on this.
Good
Why
news,
don't you
I'm
just
playing a dumbass.
Elijah just walks off.
Narina
He didn't go
is
anywhere. He just
noticing
walked away.
all of this interaction, and she's just gonna go and like take her book and put it on her arm and duck and get in the carriage.
Inez just follows behind.
Shiny jumps up into the carriage. A little embarrassed.
Two
No
minutes.
worse for the way.
We're almost there.
Say that again, Rome?
Got one horse hooked up. I'll go and let you guys mingle a little longer, and then I'll let you guys know when we're ready to go.
Elijah walks over to Rome. Okay, you go first.
So, as you're walking over towards Rome, you see a man kind of come around from one of the other sides of the carriage. What exactly are you doing with my horse?
No, it's official business, and to step away, we'll be commandeering these horses.
I'm sorry, but I don't see anything that looks really official about you. You look like just every run-of-the-mill paladin, if anything. I'm gonna need to see some type of proof about that being royal business, seeing that this is my family carriage and it's been passed down from generation to generation.
How many of us can hear that?
You guys would hear that from inside of the carriage, but he didn't even notice you guys get inside.
Inez just kind of steps out
Is
and
that
asks,
tattoo
"Is this proof enough?"
or the blessing? Is it glowing at all, or is it just like stable now.
1 second. I will answer that question. Inez, what'd you say?
Inez steps out and asks the man, "Is this proof enough?"
Tattoo's not doing anything for you, Rome. As he turns and looks and sees the princess get out of the carriage, he I mean, kinda, sorta, but that's mainly for LeVar politics. This is still my family carriage, so I think I need a little more than princess approval.
Well, I was just watching.
I can guarantee
Oh, go ahead.
I can guarantee that the horses will be brought back, as well as the carriage in full.
No, Shiny hears her start to say that sentence, runs out through the opening in the front of the carriage, where the driver would sit, and goes, no. Princess, please. You don't need to exert yourself here. Sir, if you don't mind, and are the horses connected yet?
Rome, are they connected yet?
Or is at least one horse connected, I think is what you said?
Had one horse connected, and then as she was speaking to him, I was getting the other one connected as well.
Boy, I hope y'all are fast as fuck. No need to exert yourself, princess. Just please, relax. And she just goes, sir, please, it's gonna be just fine. Obviously, there's been a bit of a mix-up, and we're just gonna, and she just sinks one claw into the horse's back end so that it takes off on each horse.
Okay.
Because we break
Think
the
I
deal.
played a cat for nothing?
So, Elijah and Rome, I need you both to roll to dodge this all of a sudden oncoming carriage at you. These horses that would be taking off.
I'm gonna use an acrobatics for that.
D20, right?
Yes. So that would be a dexterity. Well, yeah, roll for acrobatics, actually.
Do we want to do
I
it as a
rolled an
saving throw,
11.
or do you want us to roll in acrobatics?
Roll for in acrobatics.
17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
11.
11. Okay. Elijah, you would instinctively know to jump up and you would land on top of the carriage at this point. Rome, on the other hand, would be getting basically shoulder clipped by one of these horses as it's happening. And they take off. So Narina, Inez, and Shiny are all inside of the carriage at this point as it's taking off. Elijah's on top of it. Rome is kind of knocked down in the process, and the carriage owner is shouting and yelling down the road for you guys to bring back his horse and his carriage.
I'm gonna take out my scintilla and I'm gonna throw it at Rome's foot to wrap it around his foot and tether him.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Straight up drag him.
I'm gonna need you
I
to
don't
I don't think he can run as fast.
I'm gonna need you
Listen,
to.
I don't think he can run as fast as a horse. So he's got to
Become an
keep up with
anchor?
us.
I'm gonna need you to roll
And he's wearing
to
armor.
see how successful that is.
So what do you need me to roll?
Roll a dexterity for that, because we need to see that it flies through. Seeing that this is your weapon, of course you would know how to aim it, but I need to see to make sure that your actual thought process works and actually wraps around him like you're anticipating it to.
Oh, I got a 2. I got an 8 total. I don't think it did.
As you wind this up to shoot it at him almost in the form of a lasso to hook onto him and grab him, it completely misses. It grabs a barrel at this point, and the barrel is just dragging along behind the carriage with you.
Was
He
there
like
still enough
grabs the
distance?
reins on the horses and like tries to steer these wild horses.
Still within about like 30 feet at this point.
That's within range. I'm gonna try again.
Do you have any rope?
Yeah, the rope's attached to it.
Shiny, I need
It's a
you to
chain.
roll for animal handling to see if you can get them together in this process.
I have great news. That would be
Hold on.
23.
Okay. So
19. Okay, 25.
a lot of good things are happening. Okay. Shiny, you grab the reins and the horses kind of look back at you, scowl a little bit because they realize you dug your claws into their rear ends, but then kind of get themselves together under your control of the reins, so you're taking full control at this point. Elijah, after you've shaken off the barrel that you lassoed, in a swift motion, you kind of flick it and throw it in Rome's direction, and it wraps perfectly around his ankle. Rome, as you feel this wrap around your ankle, all of a sudden you're yanked at full speed behind said carriage as it's sinking off. In the process, you knock out the carriage owner. And he's just screaming in the distance, "My carriage! My carriage!" And you're being dragged behind this carriage.
I got him. Find a stopping point.
Yeah. Is
I
there
got my
like a
sword?
stopping point anywhere nearby and that I can slow us down at?
About 40 feet in front of you, there'd be a clearing just outside of like the city walls that you could potentially stop at.
Yeah. So that's where I'm aiming for. We're slowing down. Like, whoa! It's okay, guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I really had to get us out of there. It's okay. Slow down. It's okay. And she's like gently pulling on the reins to slow them down.
They're starting to slow down their gallop into a slow little canter, and then eventually they get to a complete stop.
As soon as the carriage stops, I burst out of the back door and projectile vomit onto the ground.
You're welcome. She just like hops down and like pets both of the horses on their noses.
Water check.
Elijah's gonna start recoiling up the chain. He picks up the oversized dart and kind of like sheaths it back on his side. And walks over to Rome, extending a hand.
I take his hand.
Grabs it, kind of just helps him up. You know, that's what times. He walks away.
Sorry for knocking you over. Like a good idea at the time.
All right.
Listen, you unorthodox, perhaps, but you can't say my methods aren't effective.
As long as I'm safe, that's all.
Well, good.
Oh shoot,
Everyone
is the
good?
princess okay?
Kata steps out and looks at everyone. Well, that was fast.
All right,
I
guys.
didn't know what was happening.
Carriage.
Yep, we'll get there twice as fast now. That's good.
At least we have someone
I would
who
high
can.
five you, but that seems dangerous.
Mm.
You can turn it off.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's super minor if I'm not actively trying to do it. It's just a bit of a tingle. He looks over to Narina. Hey, you're done throwing up. What were you saying?
I cannot believe we just jacked a palace carriage. And she's like wiping her mouth.
He goes, well,
Sometimes you have to do interesting things for the greater good.
that's what times. Just kind of shrugs again.
But if someone else want to drive
Wait,
the vehicle,
what?
or you're mad at me.
Just say, bro.
I was just saying I don't agree with what we did, but we're here now.
You may not like my method, but you can't argue with my results. She just like walks her way back over and like sidesteps the vomit pile before getting into the carriage.
Elijah looks at Inez and goes, "All right, it's your kingdom, lead the way."
Jenny pokes her head out. She goes, "You really think she knows how to drive a carriage?"
I'll take the reins. Come back.
Good idea. And then she just goes back.
What direction are we going? Everyone's on the carriage now, right?
Safely.
All right. I look back towards you guys and ask, where am I heading? North, south, west, east? Is there a fork in the road?
There's directly at Princess Inez.
Likewise.
Stonebear Gaming, thanks for the sub. We appreciate that. Come on, 2 months. We love to see it. Thank you.
Hey, yo.
We will make sure that for the next episode is going to be wild for you guys, just letting you know. With all the rolls we're going to have, it's going to be insane. Anyway, as you guys are getting in this carriage and heading towards where the Kingdom of Lavar would be, the darkness kind of has this shimmer effect, almost as if it's reacting to the 5 of you leaving the kingdom. And you're taking this carriage going towards Inez's kingdom.
Do any of us see this?
You would all see this. It would be more of a feeling, if anything.
Well, this has never happened before.
Gifted sub. Stonebear gave me that gifted sub to good old Colioliolio.
Hey.
Let's go, my
Let's go.
guy. That's a buddy, all right. I
You have to away from the bottle. Because of evil, yes. You better have that ready in next stream.
Absolutely. I promise you. What were you saying, Inez?
Well, this has never happened before.
What has happened? I've never been here. I don't know what's different.
Yes.
Wait,
Elijah looks over to
was
Inez. You're going to be more specific?
Wait, so you said it was sparkles?
No,
right?
it was more of like a shimmering effect. Like the
Shimmering.
darkness itself kind of like waved. Almost as if you guys were staring at like a mirage of something.
Can I roll a perception check to see if anything has changed?
Go for it. We lost the human.
Yeah, Roman, we need your camera back.
It's a 9.
There we go. I can hear it now.
You wouldn't notice anything different changing in that situation. Just you all would see and feel the darkness basically reacting to you guys leaving outside of like the main perimeter of the kingdom itself, and then kind of re-solidifying basically around the Colosseum. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
What?
Meanwhile,
So early.
Meanwhile, there's about to be some crazy stuff going on. You ready for this? You ready for this?
I'm done.
Meanwhile, within the depths of the Exon Chasm, we see a cloaked figure floating and absorbing some of that dark energy that permeates through the chasm itself. It is time to take what rightfully belongs to me. And that, my friends, is the end of episode 2.
All right.
Let's clap it up for the party. You guys did great.
Yo.
Fantastic, fantastic. How are we feeling, guys?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like this episode was an intro to D&D 101. Like, hello, welcome to chaos.
I love every second.
Fucking
But
loaded.
it's my favorite kind. It's like, oh, y'all are taking too long. I'm doing a thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
I always want to make sure I let all of my party members know you guys are making this story what it needs to be, and I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much for being yourselves in this campaign. Round of applause to all of you guys. Shout out to all of you guys in the audience. You guys are fantastic. We'd love to see it. We will make sure that we have all those roles and things set up. The next episode is going to be chaos just for the roles alone. So be ready for that. There is still the model here that's up there. Make sure that you guys are checking out the Etsy store amongst all the other links there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, where we have all those things. You guys have the opportunity to join us in the Discord, where you can interact with the party members as well. Just get all the updates that you would have for all the campaign things and everything. Learn some stuff about it. Just to have that really fun community that we have. Apparently, we're the rats over there, so, you know, get your little
Rat fruit.
rodent on there. Come on, rat.
Right, true.
Okay. Now I'm trying to figure out, because we ran into this issue last time, as far as like from left to right. I should do it based off of my view as the DM. So that would be, I don't really know actually. I'm a liar.
You alphabetical A to Z or Z to A.
We could totally do that. Yeah, let's go alphabetical. So that would be Elijah, Narina, Inez, Rome, and then Shiny. So,
No.
no, I'm a liar.
No, no.
Elijah,
Inez, and Narina.
No.
Rome,
Oh,
Rome,
Shiny.
Shiny.
I was going by the way we actually have our names displayed.
That's how I was looking at it too. My bad. Okay. So, Elijah, start us off. Tell us who you are, who you play, where they can find you.
What up? I'm Eddie. I play Elijah. You put right here for drum.
Inez.
Hi, Inez, also known as Hanny. You can find me either here every week or on TikTok, local.hanny1278.
Narina.
Hi, I'm Violet. I play Narina, and you can find me here on Roll for Trauma.
Rome.
Rome the Relentless. You can find me at Rome Will Rise or here at Roll for Trauma when we're live Wednesdays.
I'm Cole, and I play Shiny Shekel. You can find me here on Wednesdays at Roll for Trauma or on TikTok at Cholioli.
I'm Deontay. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, dapper_making 2.0. You can find me here DMing on Wednesdays at Roll for Trauma. You can find me in all your good dreams because you know you guys love me. Anyway, with that being said, make good choices, drink water, don't forget to smile. Love you guys. Until next time, say bye, players.
Bye, players.